enjoying our spring weather. And anyways, let me know if you can hear me with a little thumbs up. Just want to make sure. I love to see those thumbs up. Thank you very much. I'm always happy to know that there are people that can hear me. There you go. Oh, I love those. Yes, great, wonderful. We are doing our normal, we'll be here for about an hour. This is a new course that I just finished writing. Actually, I just tweaked it again this morning, so it's fresh off the hot press, as they say. Anyways, it'll be about an hour, and any questions that you have, if you could just save them to the end and put them in the question area. I'm happy to address any questions at all, and look forward to those. So let's begin. Lead generation and conversion strategies. Let's begin. I'm going to turn my camera off, makes the image a little larger, and there we go. So I know this kind of sounds crazy, but what is lead generation? I love this explanation. Lead generation in real estate is the process of attracting people who want to sell or rent or buy, I would add here, by the way, their home through and capturing their contact information and nurturing them into using your services. I really love the way this was explained. You know, it was probably one of the nicer explanations I've read about lead generation. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about some of the various ways that you can generate leads. And there's so many different ways than there used to be years ago. And then, of course, understanding that it's one thing to generate the lead. It's another thing to build a relationship with that lead and then convert that lead, hopefully in time, into either a purchase or the sale of a property. So the key here is knowing all the different ways, and also, of course, what kinds of messages that you can send some of these people. And that's what we're going to look at today. Okay. Now, great lead generation begins with lead management. So the very first thing, and I know you've heard me say this many times in the past, if you've taken any of my courses, one of the most important things is to have a really good contact management system. And I don't care how many leads you have now. You might be a brand new agent and you don't have any leads at all. You still start with having a good lead contact management system, and we'll talk about them today as well. So it begins with that. So we're going to look at a number of different ideas, but here are 10 real estate lead generation ideas right off the top of our head. So number one, having a great website, an IDX website. Obviously, an IDX website, Internet Digital Exchange, is what IDX stands for. And that means a website that is filled with not only good real estate content about buying and purchase, about purchasing and selling property, but also a website that has lots of listings on it. Now, you may, as I say, be a brand new agent and you don't have any listings at all right now. But remember, you can have a website that has all of Toronto Real Estate Board listings on your website with your broker's permission. And whenever you go to some of these big real estate agent sites, you'll notice that they have all the listings on their website. Well, all you need is your manager's and broker of records approval, and you can have a virtual office website. And of course, making sure that you have a good website to be able to display all of those. We have a great tech package that many of you probably know. It's $39.95 a month, and it includes a website. And the website is Income Real Estate website, and it has a huge database of listings on it already. And also, of course, it allows you to do all kinds of great things with your website, you know, drip campaigns and a whole variety of things. That's part of the $39.95 product that we have. It's our tech package. And then, of course, we have a few other products that come with that. You know, DocuSign is another product. It's a contact management system and email system. So it's your, not only can you manage your transaction, I meant to say a transaction management system, but it's also how people can email documents out so you can get the electronic signatures. That's part of the $39.95. And then, of course, we have the, the names of these companies, just always too many things on my mind. It's your listing management tool, meaning anytime you get a listing, you can market the listing and post the listing on your Facebook. It's got automatic flyers and all of that kind of stuff that manages your listing as soon as it's uploaded. And it is a great listing marketing tool that comes with it, the $39.95. And of course, it also has a relationship management tool. This is where people who bought through you and sold through you, it'll help you generate testimonials, and it'll market to your clients from a third party, say, let us know your service, that the service that you received from her. So that's all the different products that come with the $39.95 tech package with Homelife. Chris is the one who can help you with that. But that comes with an IDX website. Slideshows and infographics, we're going to talk about them. Social media, obviously. What I mean by slideshows is you could, with Facebook, with all kinds of social media, your website, you can have slideshows on your website. There's all kinds of different ways that you can have slideshows that give all kinds of great information to a client to make them want to subscribe to your services in the future. Social media, of course, lead capture forms, the website that we talked about, the Income real estate website that comes with that package, has the ability to add forms to your website anytime you want it. You can add as many forms, and I believe in forms. We'll talk about that. Blogs and videos, we'll talk about that as well. And you can purchase leads today. All of these things we're going to go into more detail on. Email campaigns that you can, every time you get a new listing, whenever you get a price reduction, you're going to do a virtual open house, all kinds of different email campaigns that you can use to help you generate leads. And then, of course, constantly adding great value to your website. Value added content is so important. Every time you add new content on your website, you should send an email blast out to everyone in your database. And of course, client testimonials are also a great way to get new customers when they can see how happy some of your other customers have been. And then, of course, pay-per-click campaigns. So, generating leads is really a two-part process. I want to make sure, as I say, the first step, of course, is to generate the lead. And then, of course, the second step is once you have a lead, you got to build that relationship through relationship marketing to them. And that little graphic here is a good one. The traffic comes to your website. It can either come to the home page, or it can come to one of your other pages. It could be a landing page kind of thing. And they can opt in to receive a newsletter or receive a market update of what's happening in the neighborhood. So you have a lead capture form right there. So they opt in. Then, of course, automatically a thank you should go out as soon as they opt in, and you get that message. It's an autoresponder. All of this can be done through the website, by the way. And then, of course, you can email directly to them as well from your website as well. Anybody who wants to subscribe to anything on your website. So you can create a whole variety of different, what they call lead magnets, or landing pages. This website that I keep mentioning has a number of already pre-designed landing pages done for you. You don't need to do them yourself. And then, that's all about the nurturing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails spread out over 6 months, a year kind of thing. The key here is to keep your name in front of those people, obviously. And all of this is automated kind of thing for you. And then these are the different kinds of email offers that you can give. Sign up for the newsletter. As I was saying, sign up for, find out what house prices are selling for in your area. Sign up for my Market Watch report. So that's what we mean by your offers. These are the different nurturing emails that can go out. And then, of course, your goal is to get to a phone call where you can book the appointment kind of thing. So that sort of gives you the process of what we mean by relationship marketing. So the key here is to understand it's not just about getting a lead. It's about managing that lead. As I was saying before, that comes with a good contact management system and a good website as well. So more ideas. As I was saying, leverage your current clients. If you've been in the business for a long time, you can get on, contact those people by phone, just get in touch with them, find out how they're managing with this, second, third lockdown, however many. There's so many lockdowns, I can't remember how many there are now. But anyways, it's a good time to get back in touch with your people right now, find out how they're doing. Hopefully the family is all safe. And again, social media. If you have not yet taken my digital marketing course, the certified digital marketing course, which is a 2-day course, we get into a lot more ideas around optimizing your website, about optimizing your social media, how to integrate that into everything. So that course has already been done twice. We've had huge success with it, 400 people each time pretty much. So look for the next one. As a matter of fact, the next one I've got coming up is April 27th and 28th. It's a 2-day course, 2-hour days, April 27th and 28th. So watch for that. Have your valuable client-centered content. Again, so important that you understand lead generation is one thing, but in order to have lead conversion, that's why I believe it needs to be in the same, webinar, because it really is two things that we're doing. It's one thing to just generate. We got to nurture those leads. And that comes with great content on a website, great content in your email messages, great content through social media. It's about content. And that's got to be, it used to be all about door knocking, used to be all about cold calling, and there's still a lot of people who are using the phone, and I still believe that it's a most important tool for real estate. But today, it's really about great content and finding ways to introduce this content to customers, potential customers, pay-per-click campaigns, all different ways, but it's content. Understand that. And it's content that you need on a regular basis, every week, every month. Every week there should be, you need to be posting on social multiple times a day. You need to post on your website at least 3 to 4 times a week, some valuable content. And again, if you take my course on the digital marketing, we get into where you can get content because I know that's a big thing. And I'm talking about content that's written just for you. So also, of course, some videos. As I was saying, video is huge, and so many things that you can do with videos and having a good videographer who can help you. We talk a lot about that again in my digital course. Looking into purchasing leads. We're going to talk about that today. Getting involved with the community. Now, I know right now it's not possible, but again, this too shall pass. A lot of great community things, volunteering, charities, and, volunteering your time to different charities, or working with kids and sponsoring schools and, Little League games and all that kind of stuff. That is all going to happen again soon, hopefully this summer. Involved your website, as I say, making it more interesting. And of course, don't forget traditional print and direct mail newspaper advertising. There's still real estate agents who are doing well with some of the traditional methods. So don't neglect those as well. Now, sources, again, your website obviously is a huge source. Your website has to be the focal point of your entire business. Really important that you understand that. Your website is your focal point. So if you think of the wheel of a car, I keep saying, or the wheel of a bicycle, just think of a wheel. The hubcap is your website, and the bolts that hold the wheel on is your social media, it's your blog, it's your paid traffic, it's your, it's those things. But your social media, what they're doing is they're directing traffic to your website. So always remember, they work in unison, these other online ways of generating business and generating potential leads. But you always want to get them back to your website, because that's where all the listings are. That's where all your major content and information is. That's where they get to know the kind of service that you provide if you have a good website with great information on it, little by little. Remember, this doesn't happen overnight. Nobody expects it to happen overnight, except most real estate agents think that, if once they pay to have a website up there, and the website that we're talking about, the one that's $39.95 that comes with your product, comes with website information already on it, content already on it, but it's generic. You need to have a website that's geared to a particular niche, as we talk about in past sessions that we've done. But these are other sources, as I was saying, looking at all of these sources, generating leads. And really, what you're looking for, I keep saying, you have an option today of purchasing leads. You can buy seller leads, you can buy buyer leads, or you can buy both. I say, if you're going to choose between buyer and seller, remember, it is seller leads you want. No question. You look at the top 3% in the industry, you and I both know they are all listing agents. They have a huge database of sellers that they keep nurturing and keep nurturing. And as I say, always remember, when it comes to lead generation, it's about old business and new business. It's getting both, keeping in touch with your old business through automated email marketing and your video content on your website that can automatically be emailed out to clients, but it's keeping in touch with your old clients that you can convert into new business, referral business, and then of course also the lead generation of new business. So it's new business, old business, new business, old business. And very important to understand, the number one goal is, especially with seller leads, they all want to know what's their home worth. It's the number one question. And so a lot of your marketing has to be geared towards trying to get that appointment with the customer. Okay. So seller leads are what you want. Now, benefits, we're going to talk about, as I say, a good contact relationship management system, so that you've got a database where all your data goes into. I once had a real estate agent way back when I was brand new. I'm going back now, probably 46 years ago. Okay. Before most of you were even born. 46 years ago, I was, a couple of years in the business, and I was a single parent at this point, and life was really tough for me at that time, because we all know real estate's commission business, and things were not going very well. And there was this one real estate man who really helped a lot in the beginning that worked with me in the office there, and this gentleman helped me a lot in giving me some leads and helping me with getting that deal again and keeping me in the business, quite frankly. We stayed friends forever. And unfortunately, he's passed on now. But anyways, we stayed friends, him and his family and myself, for a lot of years. And I remember when he retired, and I said to him, any regrets? He had been in the business probably 10 years before me. So, and this was at a point when he had been 50 years in real estate. And I said, do you have any regrets? And here is the one thing he said that I've never forgotten, and I keep telling agents. He said, yes, I'm sorry that I never managed my leads better. He used to just have a bunch of files in his desk. He never had, of course, 46 years ago, there was no such thing as a database, as we know. It was tickler files, the little 3x5 cards. But eventually, he was in the business when technology, he was still in it. And he never, ever took his database and put it into an automatic client management system. He said, if I would have managed my clients better, would have kept in touch more, and would have had them in a database of some sort, right from the beginning, he said, I would have made twice as much money. And this man was hugely successful, but he did it. He had a very unique way of the way he generated leads. He used to just go, he was Italian, and he used to go from one Italian coffee house to another. In the morning, I said, let me go with you one day. And that's what he would do. He'd go to one Italian club, coffee house to another. That was when we could all do that. And you could just sit there. Those days will come back. He would come out at the end of the day. He'd have his espresso coffee. He was wired like a crazy man, but he got all of his leads that way, but he never managed them. So it begins with a good contact management system. It keeps you organized. You can make responses immediately because obviously you have your database also on your cell phone. It's everywhere you go. You know, you can follow up with past clients so easily because you've got everything in the palm of your hands, as we know. No more leads are going to fall through the cracks because you forgot to keep in touch and you find out they listed their house, kind of thing. It's happened to all of us. You know, you can personalize your service now because you are creating a profile of each client, and you know their birthdays and this sort of thing little by little, so you can personalize their service. You can automate through workflows and tasks. A lot of good contact management systems have built-in tasks that are already created for you, and workflows that are already created for you. You can increase your conversion because of that, and close more deals because of the automation that comes with a good management system. And of course, get new leads quicker. And it's a database that travels with you. And I keep saying, remember, your database is your bank account. You've either got nothing in your bank account or you've got lots of potential business in your bank account because you've got lots of leads in there. So remember, our business is a business of hunting. Remember that. Hunting. That's what you got to remember. It's not a business of selling houses. Yes, it is. Eventually, you're going to sell them a house. But remember, the first thing you got to do is make sure that you generate that lead. And that's why I say it's a business of hunting, all the different ways that you can hunt, and then nurture them through good messaging and good automated drip campaigns that you've created. So choosing a real estate contact management system that you need to think about before you buy one, it needs to integrate with other software that you might be using right now. So before investing in a CRM software, think about which email service provider. Are you a Google person? Are you an Outlook person? What is your email? How are you emailing? Because as leads are generated through your website, through your social, through your other online blog, through your emails that you send out to current clients that are in your database, one of the most important things, that CRM has to be able to integrate with all of those other systems so that it can function well, okay? That you can take the database and upload it into there, or that it automatically flows through from your website directly into your contact management system. So it's all in one place. Okay, so make sure that each tool you use daily right now, and if you're not using any tools, well, welcome to real estate. Now you're going to have to think about those tools. And again, the higher standards certified digital course with that 2-day course goes into, some tools that you need. Okay, we get into that in there. So here we are. Okay, what kinds of functions does this real estate CRM, contact relationship management system, what kind of functions do they need to do? Well, you got to be able to email from it, okay, directly from it. You need to have the mobile functionality. In other words, it's got to be able to be downloaded on your cell phone, obviously. So you need to be able to manage it from your cell phone. And not all allow you to do that. Some of the older ones, okay, that's why I'm telling you some of these. So make sure before you say this is the one I want, you need to think about those things. listing and closing activities that you can manage. Again, a good contact relationship management system will have these features with it. Marketing functionalities, okay? Various different kinds of, little campaigns and task lists that you can create, to manage your sellers and manage your buyers kind of thing. And that's what we mean when we say contact management. So you're able to do that. You're able to manage a good database, email and newsletter communication, reporting and analytics. So again, if you're looking at it, activity plans is what I was talking about. People who don't want to buy right now, people who don't want to sell right now, they want to wait. You can set up various activity plans in a good CRM and make sure this CRM has to be real estate. I always say there's lots of them out there, but there's so many choices out there. You want to look for one that's geared to our industry because the emails are written for you already. A lot of the drip campaigns and these activity plans are geared towards a real estate agent. And that's why I suggest that you do that. It has a calendar, has task lists and reminders and manage your listings and manage your buyers and lead capture. All of that is part of a good contact relationship management system. Now there's all kinds of them. Follow-up boss. I use Exact Contact. You don't have to use what I use. I use it I'll tell you the reasons I use it. And there's others that are equally as good, if not better. Okay. I use them because I know the owner of the company. They're here in the GTA area. They have it's only $39 a month, I believe is the fee. And, it has great activity plans already set up in there. You've got drip campaigns set up in there. It's all geared towards the real estate agent. They have good tech support. It's easy to use. They use Top Producer. All of us in real estate, if you've been in the business for any length of time at all, they were the first contact management system out there. I used to be a certified trainer with them many, 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 many years ago. But anyways, the product Top Producer, has become somewhat old in its, it's not updated and modern as some of the others are. But Exact Contact used them as a model of what they wanted their system to be all about, but easier, because that was the one thing I kept saying to them. Your system is too complicated. You've designed this for engineers. Real estate people, for the most part, are not engineers. So I just got into Exact, and it has all the functions that any real estate agent would need. Then there, of course, the Zillow Premier Agent. If you've attended any of them, it's more popular in the US, but there are some agents here. Zillow is a pay-per-click sort of campaign that you can create through Zillow. Contactually is another by Compass. That's one that a lot of real estate people use, even though it's not geared 100% to the real estate agent. It's geared mostly to anybody who needs a database, any sales people that need it. Lion Desk is another good one. That's a real estate one. Rethink CRM is another one. Wise Agent, Top Producer, Real Volve is another one. Though these are some of the, if you just type in real estate contact relationship management systems, there's thousands and thousands of different ones that you can look at. These are some of the most popular ones. And anyways, and so here we are, looking at that sales funnel. As I was saying, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to capture leads from everywhere that you possibly can, from Facebook, from YouTube, from Google, from Twitter, from traffic through your website. Basically, you want to capture them, and then you've got these different email campaigns that are going out, and you're nurturing them, and eventually turn into some dollars and cents kind of thing for you through sales and listings. As I was saying, if you're purchasing leads, one of the most important things is to have that blog or to have that great newsletter that goes out to your clients, both in email and also through the web. But always very, very important to understand to send them valuable real estate information is what they want. Okay, always the most important. I always say, stay away from trying to teach them how to cook, because that's not what you're trying to do. And you want to use a variety of calls to action. I know you can't see it really well, but these little forms that you see popping up here in this little graphic, when someone hovers over something or they click on it, oftentimes I always say every article that you write on your website, at the bottom of that article, you can add a little form like you see up here in the corner. They read the article and you can have that little form there, first name, last name, email to subscribe to more information like this. So you want to make sure these calls to action, as they call it, register now, limited time left, any of these calls to action, so that people see them everywhere. Make them frequent in everything that you do online, because that is going to make them click, and that's what you want. Facebook Marketplace. I don't know how many of you are using Facebook Marketplace, but let me tell you, the house that I live in right now, which I just bought in Burlington, guess where I found it? And it wasn't even me that found it, by the way, to be truthful. It was a friend of mine who I've known since we were kids. She's been my longest friend. And she actually was the one, she lives in Burlington, and she saw it on Facebook, and she forwarded it to me and said, you need to look at this. And sure enough, I went out to look at it, and bingo, there were 4 offers on it, but I was the lucky one. Anyway, so Facebook Marketplace, if you're not using it, you need to make sure. Still looking for a great place to post your listings, rentals, and open houses? Facebook Marketplace is available free of charge. You can post there. It doesn't even cost you anything. So think of it as a free classified ad on a platform with millions and billions of people going on to. So gosh, take advantage of, please, Facebook Marketplace for all of your listings. Now, if you want to purchase, here are some lead generation companies that you can purchase leads from. Bold Leads, Market Leader is a big one, Real Geeks, RedX. You need to check into these, okay? Bold Leads is a popular one that's been around. There's others. I just happened to capture this because I found the little thing online, and I thought it was a great one to populate in here. But there's lots of lead generation companies. Just put in best real estate lead generation companies for 2021. Just type that into Google. You'll come to not just this page, but all kinds of others. But the price, $3.99 a month plus $250. Now the fees are still, I believe, these are the fees, is the minimum ad spent. So in other words, it's $3.99 a month because it's also a contact management system. Remember that, okay? Not only are you generating leads, but it's going into a database as well. So it's exclusive, unique leads. You won't have to share with other real estate agents. These are exclusively to you. So you're looking at roughly about $650, $700 a month. And you get a chance to ask, do you want buyer leads and seller leads? Remember, it's seller leads you're looking for. Market Leader is $119 a month plus $20 to $30 per lead by zip code. They also do Canada, by the way. So by postal code, they guarantee you a number of leads each month. And each one of them guarantees you a certain amount of leads each month. Real Geeks, the same thing. So check them out. Pick up the phone. The first question you want to ask is, am I obligated to sign a contract? You would like not to sign a contract, ideally, okay? And I always say, before you start purchasing leads and going out and spending, because it can cost a lot of money to people who are, being careful with their money because they're new in the business and can't afford a lot of these luxuries yet. But my point is, you want to make sure that you've got other things in place. You've got a good website with content on it. You've got your, your drip campaigns in place. You're not just purchasing leads and you don't know what to do with them. Okay, so those of you that have never done any purchasing of leads and manage them, it's like anything else. You got to learn it. You got to learn how to manage these leads and convert them. It doesn't happen overnight. Learning this, emailing someone is very different. It's a course that's coming up in June. In the summer months, I'm going to be doing some email marketing courses so that it'll help you to be able to know how to keep in touch with these people. So developing a series of posts promoting your marketing strategy. So think about it. Many of you have, I don't know if you were one that signed up for it, but I've offered again and again and again to a lot of my real estate agents that I work with that through these sessions, I have 157 things I'm going to do to get your home sold. Well, those 157 things, if you want a copy, just email me and ask me for a copy, training@homelife.com, training@homelife.com will come directly to me. I'll send you a copy. What you need to do before you start using them is go through the list one by one, eliminate what you don't provide. I would say that probably 90% of what's on this list, I already know you do. So, but you can take this list now is what I'm trying to get and repurpose it and take 2 or 3 points and develop a whole series of posts that say, if you list with me, here's some of the things you do. And then maybe you put three of this big list you have in a post on your social, on Facebook, on Instagram and whatnot, around a nice graphic, if you know what I'm saying. And then you do a few more, and then you do a few more. And you've got all these posts that you can create just from these marketing strategies itself, okay? Professional photography, again, put samples of some of the pictures that you've created. All of these things are posts that you can use on your website, on your social walls, and you can also put the little, click here where they can fill out their subscribe to my services kind of thing. And that's where you're going to capture. Remember, having content there without lead capture is useless. So always remember, whenever you're putting content, you need to capture potential leads. So that means the content is there, and right there is a little form. Click here to sign up. They sign up in a little form. First name, last name, email. Now ask for their phone number, but don't make it mandatory. Okay, so this little form just has 4 things: first name, last name, email, phone number. Okay, but don't make the phone number mandatory. If they decide not to fill it out, the phone number, that's okay. So remember, the other thing that Homelife has is our $10,000 sweepstake. That should be everywhere. You should have it on your website. You should have it as a social post that you can post. It should be everywhere. It's a real contest. Somebody really does win. It's managed, this contest to make it legal in Canada and legal with RICO, is managed by the same people as Lotterio, and the same company. So it's a real official contest. That is going to get you so many leads, and I used to door knock with that and use it as a door knocking piece. I can't say enough about this form. Trust me, if you haven't used it. So professional brochure, customized property website. Again, that in our tech package, that is part of what you can get, is the lead management tool that I said, that comes with this package. You can have a property website from that tool. Again, coming soon on your social media, neighborhood pre-marketing. These are some of the things that you're talking about in your posts that you're promoting. These posts, sign up now for more information, comes with that form. Again, always remember, pay-per-click advertising, social media ad campaigns, as we know. Be creative with your online marketing plan. And people love pie charts, statistical type data like that Market Watch does. I mean, Market Watch by far, with the Toronto Real Estate Board, is one of the greatest tools that you can use to help you generate leads. You know that. The other thing is, when you do have a customer and you're trying to qualify this customer, you do get to talk to them online. It's really important that you know how to ask the right questions, because if you don't know how to keep a person on the phone. If you don't know how to be able to close to get a listing appointment kind of thing, because that's what we're hoping to get is an appointment with this customer. It's all based on your ability to ask questions, okay, and know how to ask good questions. One of the things that I used to say to everybody, if I was ended up talking to them on the phone and I don't know you, maybe, it was a sign call that you called me on or whatever. The first thing I always ask, may I ask you, do you rent now or do you own? It was always one of the first questions I asked, kind of thing. And when are you planning to make this move? And have you ever sold a property before? If they say, I own, and say, when are you planning to make this move? And do they know where they want to go? Where are you moving to? And why are you moving? Remember, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get to that, their why, the most important thing, the reason they're doing this. People don't buy and sell because the interest rates are good. Believe me, they don't buy because the market is good. They don't buy and sell. They buy and sell for emotional reasons. Remember, buying and selling is an emotional decision. So get to the why. What's going to get them to sign on the dotted line? Mary, John, you have wanted to move close to your daughter and your grandkids now. You've been telling me for 10 years. Let me help you do that. We could get you near your daughter and your grandkids. We could get you that house you want near them. So that is what's going to make them sign on the dotted line. Their why. So important. Have you already found a home? These are, again, questions that you would ask on a phone. You don't know these people. If they answer saying, yes, we own, and is their home on the market? Yes, no, it's not. Have you already found another home? Yes, we have. Have you put an offer in on it? Yes, we have. Maybe it's a new subdivision kind of thing, and it's not going to be ready for 3 months or 6 months kind of thing. It could be a condo. Who knows, right? So these are some of the questions. Now this is a question, this one you only ask if it's a for sale by owner that you're calling. I wanted to give you a variety of questions here. What will you do if your home doesn't sell? That's used for sale by owners. Okay, whether it's online or, a sign that you happen to see when you were driving around and you call for sale by owner. Again, what are you looking for in the real estate agent? You have an option of choosing all kinds of real estate people out there. What are you looking for in a realtor? Ask that question, because then this is who you have to be, what they say they want. Okay, you are that person. How much is left? You got to get into their mortgage information. Also, make sure, a lot of real estate agents, you're not going to do this on a cold phone call, that first call. Not all of these are first call questions. I just wanted to make sure you had a variety of questions here. And again, are there any other liens on the property that we need to talk about? Could be a second mortgage, any kind of, people who have a, line of credit. A lot of them have their home as part of the line of credit, using their home as collateral kind of thing. Anyways, any issues with the home that we don't see that we need to know about if they're planning on putting it on the market. So, internet marketing, again, home tours, YouTube. You need to eventually, I say, take photographs, take video everywhere you are. You're taking your dog for a walk, take a little video, on this beautiful nature trail that you're walking on. You're walking along the waterfront there, take some video everywhere. You all have great phones, and those make great posts. And YouTube, you want to make sure, as I say, you want to niche your business and you want to niche your social media to your niched business. I sell luxury condos in downtown Toronto. You've heard me say it a million times. That is what you're trying to do. And let me tell you, every time you add more content about buying or selling condos, if that's your niche, I'm just using as an example, at more and more, Google starts to recognize this content on social, this content on your website that's geared again towards your niche. They start to look at you and say, wow, here's another 5 articles. Here's another 2 articles. Here's another 3, because they keep coming back to your website. Remember that. Once they find your website, these Google bots, it's computer programmed. This is the algorithms that we're talking about. These bots keep coming back to your site, and they are looking for more content. That's all they want. Remember, that's all Google is a database of content. And so make sure that you understand YouTube is God when it comes to Google, because, YouTube is owned by Google. Okay. Pay-per-click advertising, as we were talking about, Facebook advertising, Instagram, my course that I talk about, the digital course, goes into all of this in more detail. YouTube, LinkedIn is my favorite of all social media, by the way. We won't get into it today. Customized property flyer, of course. All of these things, cross promotion with other local businesses, that's in the area kind of thing. There's a lot of sites that you can develop today. Parkbench.com, parkbench.com is one of them, where it's like a community website. It's already, you buy the content is already on there. So check it out, parkbench.com, and that becomes like a community website for whatever area that you specialize in. And that's where you can do a lot of great cross promotions from there. Always remember that market report that I keep talking about. Always have it in front of you, and always make sure that you're posting about this, the real estate board, the number of homes listed, the number of homes sold. These are great little posts just by themselves. You don't have to do the whole newsletter concept. You can just post on one thing. The average house price are back up again, another 7.7%. This is last year in September, but you get the idea. In this one post, just that. And the more you have these simple posts, but it's valuable information that people want to know, okay, they're going to start looking for your posts. And that's why it's important to post about them frequently and have a nice image that goes with it. I don't know how many of you have heard or worked at all with Canva, C-A-N like Norman, V like Victor, A, Canva.com. It is Microsoft Publisher on steroids. Much, much, much easier. They have a free version and a paid version. Just use the free version. You can do you can create newsletters, you can create e-cards, you can create blog posts, you can create, a digital listing presentation, buyer, everything. It's amazing. It comes with photos. It's so easy to use. If you've ever typed a letter with and uploaded a photo or a video or something into any kind of a Word document, that's as complicated as this is. Where the learning is knowing all the things you could do with it. That's where the learning is. Okay, so as I say, average list price to sale price ratio, average neighborhood sale prices. Prices are up, they're down. Last 6 months of last year, buyer demand, supply and demand, incentives. This is all the stuff that you can post about, and it doesn't always have to be in one newsletter. Spread it around. It makes it the more frequently. Now, you have to be careful. You don't want to be, you don't want to be emailing people every day. When it comes to emailing, I always say, when it comes to emailing, twice a month is what you should be emailing people, twice a month. Once is a newsletter. I believe that every real estate agent needs a good newsletter, and name the newsletter after your area of business. Don't name it after yourself. People don't know you. So calling it the Gabrielle Jeans Report or whatever your name is doesn't mean anything, but calling it, the Glen Abbey Oakville Real Estate Report, they live in Glen Abbey. Your market area is in Glen Abbey. They want to know that. So leverage your social media as well. Realtors need to always make sure that you understand your social media. You've got to be adding content there, because Google, to get ranked in Google, if you have a Facebook account and a Twitter account and a YouTube account and a LinkedIn account and an Instagram account, all of them will help you towards getting your website ranked. Remember, when it comes to internet lead, the first thing you have to understand, people have to find you. They have to find you. If they can't find you, you're not going to be able to generate leads. And the way they find you, when it comes to Google, it's through content, and it's through optimizing your content. my course will go through that with you, the one that is the 2-day course. And again, targeting, you can go into your social media. This is Facebook here. Of course, I just copied this from the internet and it's got US here, but of course you would choose Canada, and you're choosing a custom audience or lookalike audience, or you can choose the exact location, the age group, the gender. I mean, the languages. There's so much you can do with Facebook. I mean, it's amazing, the ability to generate leads today and knowing how to be able to utilize. I say the best thing to do when you've got minutes and you're not busy is go to YouTube and start watching some videos, how to use Facebook pay-per-click advertising, how to use Google advertising, how to, just start watching some videos. And if you believe me, if you watch one video every day on various subjects about generating leads, managing your leads, pay-per-click, you watch one video every day, you wait and see what it's going to be like, what you're going to feel like in 6 months from now, in a year from now. You would be amazed how much you're going to learn. But unless you take that effort, it's not going to help you. There's no quick fix, folks. Understand that. Everybody who's made a lot of money in this business had to get there through a hell of a lot of hard work. And you know that. There's no quick fix. Incorporate, as I say, video into your marketing strategy, client interviews, whenever you've just sold their house. That is the time. You've got your phone right there. They just signed can I take a video of this? Do you mind if I take a video of this? And they can be signing the contract right there and say, let us know how you feel now. You've been wanting to do this. And they can just say 5 words. They don't have to make this big statement there, and you've captured it. Do you mind if I use this on social? I won't put your name down or your address or anything. I might just use your first name. Get their permission. But client interviews, Q&A live streams, where you can bring in guests kind of thing. And you can do a question and answer session on Facebook, have a lawyer, have a stager there, have a home inspector there, and just do a little interview, bring them into your office. We can do it on Zoom. Okay. And you can post that kind of thing. So how to, and general information, how to do this, how to do that, right now is planting season. So you might have a gardener come on and do a little video on, I had a gardener here yesterday, as a matter of fact, because I have this weird landscaping here that I won't get into it, but it's a weird landscaping thing. I'm going to have to hire a professional. He's been 35 years in the business, and he's a landscape architect, as well as has his own company. I said, what would you do with this area here? How would you plan this landscaping here? Oh my God, the things he said, I wished I didn't have my camera there because I didn't need to, but because I'm going to hire him. But my point is that would have made a great how-to general information. Got a yard that's challenging. Take a look at what this guy says. These are the kinds of things that help people. Agent profile, make sure that your profiles are good, and then yearly reviews. All of these things can be done through, if you're recruiting, some of this is geared towards recruiting. Videos of local community events, and I know there's none of them right now, but eventually there will be. Follow up with the nurture campaigns we talked about. A lot of agents are struggling with lead conversion, is because they think that once they get an email that they should be able to close that client to start taking them out and showing them houses, or get an appointment to come in and do a home evaluation. Understand, 8 to 12 touches is what it takes before. The first thing you got to do is build that relationship. It takes time to build a relationship in business with someone. They don't just meet you, jump in your car, and you can take them out and show them houses. That does happen, but it's rare. Most of the time, you got to keep in touch with them for a long period of time. That is what we're talking about. Nurturing 8 to 12 times. That newsletter going into their email every month. That other little email, as I said, twice a month. Other piece of information that they get. It's those touches. The phone call now and again. I used to tell people, when they're, you did the evaluation, they're not ready to do business with you right now, call us in a year or anything like that. I used to say, what my job is now, Mr. Seller, is to keep you informed of real estate activities over the next year and to help you keep in touch with the real estate market. That is my job. Things that are going to affect the value of your property. So you're going to hear from me from time to time. I'm going to email you from time to time. I hope you look for my emails. I'm going to call you every once in a while. My job is to keep you informed. Tell people that. Make it a servicing function, okay? Because it takes time. Now here's some emailing, for your farm area kind of thing. This can be anybody, you've got a database and that you've collected over the years. And this is just an email that you can send out. How you doing, John? Thinking of a fresh start. Now's maybe the right time. The spring is right here. So this would be a great email. Is it time for something new? If you're considering a move, here are a few reasons why now is the best time to start fresh. House prices in your neighborhood have risen, and you can put some of the data from Treb right here.